Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Wisdom Journey. We are covering the book of Proverbs. Today is day 6, chapter 6. Chapter 6 has a little bit of everything. So, we're going to talk about financial responsibility, not being lazy, the things that God hates, and a couple of more topics. Let's see if we can cover all of those, right? So, this um, chapter was just a tiny bit longer, just a little bit than the other ones we've had so far. So, it starts off with King Solomon telling us, my child, if you have put up security for a friend's debt or agreed to guarantee the debt of a stranger, if you have trapped yourself by your own agreement and are caught by what you said, follow my advice and save yourself. For you have placed yourself at your friend's mercy. Now swallow your pride. Go and beg to have your name erased. Don't put it off. Do it now. Don't rest until you do. Save yourself like a gazelle escaping from a hunter, like a bird fleeing from a net. So let's break that down a little bit. So, as you know, I read from different translations, I pray, I look at commentaries just to be able to give, the most background as possible. So just to make a distinction, this is not telling you not to give a loan. Like if you have your own money, you say, hey, I'm loaning it to my friend. This is about you co-signing, you becoming responsible for someone else's responsibility. So one of the scary things here is that it means that you are going to be responsible for someone's conduct and you don't know how they're going to behave in the future. So you're putting your future and relying on their future behavior. Can you fully trust this person? Do you know them well? Have they been consistent? So here King Solomon is saying, do not do that. So like I said, it's different than from giving someone a loan, right, out of your own pocket. You gave them from your pocket. And so King Solomon is really stern about this. I mean, he says, run, and you think about, he says like a gazelle, right, or a deer or something, and running, escaping from a hunter, like a bird fleeing from a net. The reason he is so dramatic is because in those days, when you were a co-signer, you and your friend or this individual defaulted, you would become a slave now. So imagine you have your nice life, you've got your job or your business, and then this person defaults, they're working for someone else. Now that person's boss becomes your slave master. So that is devastating. So that's why the King Solomon was so serious about this. Nowadays, if we loan, we're co-signer. I mean, depending on what you put, like a vehicle or different things like that. But now imagine it's like, oh, now you're going to have to work for your friend's boss. Drop what you have here, you belong to them. So that's why it was so scary, and King Solomon was so stern. But I do want to differentiate that this doesn't mean that you can't help people, right? So again, this is all about applying wisdom and asking God to give you discernment. Somebody comes to you, they're in need. What should you do, right? Pray about it. Maybe you can't afford to help them. So you don't help them in that way. There may be other ways, and that's why you just ask God, how can I help this person? Maybe it's through a contact. You give them a contact to someone that can give them a job, or you help them in a different way. Hey, maybe I can provide food for a week while you are looking out for a job, or I can, donate some gas money. So again, this doesn't mean that you can't be compassionate and you can't be generous. Is that we have to be just responsible in how we do this, because again, if it goes bad, now you putting your future, your financial future in jeopardy, and that of your family. So I love the way King Solomon uses, these examples of gazelle, hunter. So he goes on now to talk about the ant. In this translation says, take lessons from the ants, you lazy bones. Learn from their ways and become wise. Though they have no prince or governor or ruler to make them work, they labor hard all summer, gathering food for the winter. So here we're just seeing, King Solomon just encouraging us to work hard. Now, also, there's always a balance, right? Don't work yourself till you end up wrecking your health, but work hard, be diligent, and also prepare for the future, prepare for that time when things might get rough. You have that safety net there. So definitely work hard and be careful with your finances and how you loan them or how you give them away. Then it goes on to talking about 6 things that God hates, 7 he detests. And that starts on verse 16. I did a little research on that because it's worded a little interesting, right? There are 6 things the Lord hates. No, 7 things he detests. So what I inferred or understood from there is that yes, God really hates all of these things. But the 7th one he hates because those 6 things usually equal to the 7th thing. And the 7th thing has to do with division. But let's sort of scan through there. So 6 things he hates. One of them is haughty eyes. And that is being prideful, thinking that you are better than anyone. And when I think about that, haughty eyes, believing that you're better than anyone, that reminds me of Pharisees, right? The Pharisees, that they just believed that they were better than everyone else, right? But they really were hurting and keeping people from Christ's grace. But so that one's number one. Haughty eyes is arrogance, lying tongue, people that just can't say the truth about anything. The other one is hands that kill the innocent. The other one is heart that plots evil. When I think about that, I think about, the terrorists and those mass shooting situations. They're plotting. I also think about a heart that plots evil is King David. He plotted. He knew that when he saw Bathsheba, he knew she's married, and he's like, I still want her, plotting evil. Oh shoot, I'm in trouble now. She's pregnant, plotting evil against Bathsheba's first husband. So there you see someone plotting evil. A heart that plots evil, feet that race to do wrong, a false witness who pours lies, so a false witness, someone that lies about someone else's credibility, gossiping. And then the 7th is a person who sows discord in a family. So all of those things God hates, but why does he hate? Why does he detest discord? Because God is a God of unity, right? He created family, he created a body. And so he hates when there's division. When there's division, there's weaknesses. We can, as a community, we can protect each other and help each other. Once there's division, then the enemy can come in and just do whatever he wants. So he loves unity. Let's see what else I have. Okay, so then I'm going to jump to verse 25 or 24, on. He talks about adultery, the promiscuous woman or man, right? I did get feedback from some of you that really appreciated that distinction. I think it's important. Right, so it says okay, 27, can a man scoop a flame into his lap and not have his clothes catch on fire? So do not play with fire. How many of us have thought, in all sorts of situations, right? Even in regards to food, or say gambling, or hey, I'm just gonna do something for a bit, it's not gonna hurt. You cannot play with fire, you are going to get burned. And so do not play with anything to do with sexual morality and adultery. You stay within the confines of your marriage. It will destroy you. And even though stealing is wrong, King Solomon says, hey, if a man steals to feed his family, it's kind of understandable. But if a man steals another man's wife, that's the end, and he deserves, death. He will not get any mercy. So again, King Solomon warning us about playing with fire. Just stay away. And those are the I said yesterday, ask the Holy Spirit to give you what you need to be able to stay away from those situations. But when we go back to verse 20, how can we avoid those situations? My son, obey your father's command and don't neglect your mother's instruction. And that, yeah, don't neglect your mother's instruction. Keep those words always in your heart. Why? Because they will counsel you. They will lead you. They will protect you while you sleep. They will advise you when you wake up. It's a lamp, it's a light, and it's a corrective discipline to your life. So there's a couple of different subjects going on here, but I love it, and I hope that you are learning and staying encouraged, right? So God bless you. See you on the next video.